Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health Systems Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
All right, welcome to Bayou Time Sports. I'm Martin False. Nicholls State's baseball team continuing to excel, and they are doing a good job. And what a program under Coach Mike Silva once again. And we'll be there a little later to give you the results of where they're going and who they're playing as they once again have punched their ticket to the NCAA baseball tournament. They finished 38-20 overall. More importantly, 16-8 in conference, but the one that gets them there, they win the Southland Conference, doing a great job as they pummeled McNeese State. And what a game that was. Certainly in the first, Cooper Hext homered to left center and brings in that RBI, 1-0 at this point. Then in the second, E.D. White graduate Parker Cadu homered to left center, scoring 3 runs. And in the fourth, Gerardo Villarreal doubles to right center, scoring 2 more runs for the Colonels. In the fifth, McCray Kendrick doubles down the first base line, scoring yet another run. Also in the fifth, Narvin Booker, he doubles down the third base line, scoring yet another run. And in the fifth, Caden Amundson singles to right center. There comes another run for the Colonels. And in the fifth, for the second time in the game, Parker Cadu homered to right center, and he brings in 2 more runs. It's 10-1 Nicholls in the fifth. The most valuable player in the tournament, Basiel Williams, singles to the right side, scoring a run, bringing the Colonels' lead 11-1. In the seventh, Garrett Felix doubles to right field, and he brought in 2 runs. It's 13-1 Colonels at this point. In the seventh, McCray Kendrick doubled to right center. That brings in yet another run. It's 14-1 at this point. And also in the seventh, Narvin Booker flies 1 out to center field, sacrifice fly, scoring 1 run, 15-1 Nicholls State. And in the bottom of the seventh, Elliot Hebert grounded out to second base, and the celebration ensues as Nicholls State, under Coach Mike Silva, well, they're on a roll again. How sweet it is. It's great for us to be able to cover baseball team that is making it to the NCAA tournament. Besides the LSUs, the Tulanes, and everyone else, Nicholls State, right in our backyard, Coach Mike Silva doing a great job at Nicholls State. And more importantly, congratulations to that Nicholls State baseball team. They have done a great job of gelling. And, you know, when you look at the records, 16-8 in conference, and you look at the 38-20 overall, they seem to gel right at the right point here. And so they're going to go into the, rounds of now the NCAA with some momentum. And when I say momentum, they crushed McNeese. So there you have it from the HTV newsroom. Now, let's go. We're going to start our segment off in Nicholls in Thibodaux. Let's listen in, and this will be a couple of segments following this, too. Nicholls State, where are they going? Let's listen in. All right, where will Nicholls State be going? I'm going to walk off the shot here, and we're going to bring it to you because the tension mounting here in Thibodaux, Louisiana. It should be interesting. Where are they going? Let's listen in.
Nicholls is in for back-to-back tournaments as well. After missing the previous 24 tournaments, Mike Silva, the head coach, the Southland Conference champs. Edgar Alvarez, top 10 in batting, hitting better than 400 with 12 bombs. They'll face the UC Irvine Ears, the 10th NCAA appearance and the second in the last 4 seasons. Rippometers, they did it in the Big West. They do a couple of College World Series as well, even back in 20.
Coach, congratulations. Long road trip, but it'll give the guys and you a chance to see another part of the country.
Yeah, it'll be a special trip for them. And anytime you're playing baseball this time of year, it's really special. And to be a 3 seed, I mean, that's awesome, man. It's great recognition for our university and our baseball program. Just excited to get out there and keep playing ball.
It just shows on a national level that they're starting to think of Nicholls a different way. To be a 3rd seed over some of the state teams, that's got to make you excited.
Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't expect that. Obviously happy for it. We just wanted to keep playing. And there's every team in that regional is really good, and just really excited to have the opportunity to continue to play. Once you get a taste of what we got last year, you just want to go back. You just want to keep playing. And so to be one of the 64 teams, we're really excited.
Y'all are getting that momentum at the right time, which is what it's all about. How do you gauge that, or is that just by chance?
No, I mean, I think a lot of that has to do with we've been here before. Like last year, we had a breakthrough, and then I think our guys have been in those moments before. I do think that helps. I think experience helps. And, they settled in, and they had a little bit of a bitter taste in their mouth because we weren't able to win the regular season the week before. And they knew we had a winner. We're going home. And so they played their best at the most important time. But I do think a lot of the older, experienced players that have been there before, that matters.
What's the plan? When's the game? Will y'all be leaving, all that?
I guess we'll figure all that out here shortly. We'll probably leave on Wednesday, I'm guessing. Practice on Thursday out in Corvallis, and then we play on Friday against UC Irvine, who is really, really good. I mean, they could have been a host. That's a really, really good team, and so hopefully we can go out and compete and give them all they want.
Coach, congratulations. You got Nicholls on the map again, and I'm not going to ask you that famous question, which one feels better? Because they all feel good.
That's right. Yeah, anytime you win a championship, it's special, and they're all different. But yeah, thanks a lot for being here today and giving us this time.
Since 1911, the Pierre Parts Store has been your one-stop shop. Family owned and operated for 4 generations, the Pierre Parts Store has served the community by providing groceries, hardware, home products, and much more, including a full-service lumber yard. Now, we've added the Thibodaux store to the family with the same values and service we've delivered for over 100 years. The Pierre Parts Store and the Thibodaux store, our family serving your family.
Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health Systems Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
It is a great morning, not just a good morning. So I'm not going to be up here long, but I just want to say congratulations again to our back-to-back 2024 Conference Championship baseball team. Not only are they great in the classroom, they're great on the field, and they're great human beings, and I appreciate how y'all represent the university. So thank you. But I'm going to stop and let our own Rafe Blades, our alumni, come up and do his deal. But thank y'all all for being here. I appreciate you.
I sent JT, our athletic director, a text a couple of days ago. We've been best friends for a long time. We talk about a lot of stuff. And we always talk about moments, which is what y'all talk about. But I just sent him stuff off the top of my head. It was a list about this long, about all the things that this baseball team and program has accomplished in 3 years since Coach Silver's been hired. I was fortunate enough to pick your coach up the first day he was in Thibodaux and ride him around Thibodaux, bring him to spars. We had him at the Caramel Inn, by the way. That's where he always, he was standing outside in a suit sweating. It was 200 degrees, and I picked him up. I don't want to talk about none of that. I want to talk about one thing that I didn't really text him before we get Coach up. And it, in my opinion, I've been around here a long time. I started playing here in 1989. With all the stuff that's going on, in my opinion, this is by far the best time to be a Nicholls State baseball fan, player, or whatever you are right now at this moment. The office has a scene that says, I wish we knew that we were in the good old days before we was actually out of them. You guys are in the good old days. Everybody, Coach Mike Silver, come on up, Coach.
This was hard, and I think that when you watch it on TV and you see it all came together, if you get a chance to spend some time with these young men, they'll tell you. I told them in August when we got back, and the staff told them, and we kept reiterating how hard this was going to be. You know, each team's unique and different, and you get different ingredients, right? Each person's a different ingredient, and it took us a really long time to come together. We were 17-3, and these guys didn't really understand. I was telling them I didn't like how we were playing. I didn't like how we were going about. We were going to face some serious adversity, and I didn't think we were ready for it, and we weren't. And it went sour, and it was rough. It was tense in that locker room. It was a lot of hard coaching. There was some hard conversations. But hats off to these guys. You know, I get all the credit for this. And let me tell you something. I have a staff of people, but I really believe what I'm about to tell you. This business has been and always will be about the players. Period. It's about the players. I got tired of answering questions throughout the year. It was really, really stressful. I think my wife thought I was going to have a heart attack a couple of nights. I got questions, and there's little things that, and y'all, some of y'all are some of the people too. Don't let that look around like you don't know. You know, like, hey, when are you going to start somebody else on Friday night? Never. Never. I lose with that young man every Friday night. Ever. I'll never run from him. Ever. What's wrong with so-and-so? What's wrong with these guys? I said, man, they care so much. They want it so much. What we're trying to accomplish is really hard. We had a target on our back. From the day they stepped on campus, the expectation was to win championships, right? And then to do it last year, then come back this year. This is the truth, and nobody talks about this because everybody does warm and fuzzies. If we would have lost, everybody would have said, oh, you had a great run, a great season. I don't live in that world. These young men don't live in that world. We talked about it in our first team meeting. It's championship or bust for this group. We're not going to run from the moment. And there was times I felt like early in the season, we ran from it a little bit. We didn't want that pressure, which is a privilege. We didn't want that. But to see them come together at the most important time, and we talk about playing baseball at the highest level at the most important time under the most amount of stress, right? And they delivered. And for the rest of their lives, nobody can ever take away what these young men have done, not only for our baseball program and our community, but more importantly, for our university. So for me, to them, thank you. And then the question that I always get the most is like, which one's better? I don't know. Like, it never gets old. I think if you get a taste of success, like, all you want is just do it again and again and again and again. I told JT this morning we should start selling season tickets for the selection show because our intention is to be here every single year. We were here last year, we're here this year. Once you get a taste of it, once you get a taste of doing it, like, they'll tell you, like, there's nothing like it. That dog pile, when you're watching it, you're celebrating with them, and you're seeing that, like, how bought in they are. You know, Jacob's got a chance to make some money, right? He's fighting for the ball out of the bullpen on a day's rest. Michael Covedo fighting for the ball, day's rest. Guys making position changes, sacrificing for each other and for the team. This was harder. This one was way harder than last year. It was way harder. But I can't describe what the last 24 hours have felt like. I feel terrible physically and mentally, but I feel like a kid on Christmas morning today. I'm going to enjoy this just like you are, and to everybody that supports us, thank you so much.
Yeah. We got a couple more minutes and we're going to watch it live. A lot of people call me and talk about this team and what we see as fans and in right field because we go to all the games. And what we see and we want to ask you, and this comes from a lot of the people in this building, is it just doesn't seem like when the moment is, I'm not talking about in the bottom of the ninth against, during the middle of the week. I'm talking about these big moments like in Southeastern and these big moments in the ninth and 10th inning. How are your teams, and I say teams with an S, always seem to be prepared for that moment? How do you get these young men ready for that moment? Because it seems like it's never too big for these guys.
Well, I think if you know their stories, I think if you know, like, man, I know what Basil Williams was 3 years ago. I know the man he is now. He's always a great kid with unbelievable potential, right? But potential is a scary word, and I think we hide from our potential. And I was disappointed with him my first year. I thought that he had a chance to be great. I thought he was built for the moments that he's had the privilege to have. But let me tell you something, we all try to protect our children, right? And protect our kids. I do the same thing from any adversity or any toughness they go through. And what you're doing is you're handicapping them. I never heard from his mom and dad when I didn't play him. Not one time. Not one phone call, not one text message, not one anything. And here's the truth that a lot of people don't know, and this is the nasty side of this business. I cut his scholarship after my first year and told him he could go somewhere else. That's the truth. He came back and fought for it. We gave it back to him this year. And I told the media before this season, I thought he was going to be the key to our season. And if you know his story, and you know the type of leadership that he has and the type of toughness that he has, not only is he built for that moment, I get the credit for it. His mom and dad deserve the credit. He deserves the credit. He did the work. And so to see him doing that in that moment, it's not a shock to me. He always had greatness inside of him, right? And he didn't need somebody to believe in him. He needed to believe in himself. And now he does that. And I don't know what he's going to accomplish in his life, but I can't wait to find out. And that's why doing this for a living is a heck of a lot bigger than just baseball. That young man's always had greatness. I tell our players, everybody's got greatness inside of them, but you got to fight for it to get it out of yourself. And him and And all these guys, that's all they do. They show up and fight. They all have stories. None of these guys were blue chip recruits. None of them. All of them went through adversity. Every single one of them. So why are they built for these moments? Because they put the time in. They failed. They've been allowed to fail. They've been held accountable. And the other thing is, everybody talks about kids being soft today. My guys aren't. You cannot play for me and you can't play here if you're soft. And they don't run from it. And so I think we're comfortable in those moments, but we've had our teeth kicked in a lot too. We had a lot of moments where end of the game didn't go the way we wanted early in the season, and people ask about, oh, you lost the game to New Orleans, and if only the conference schedule didn't set up like that or whatever. I disagree. I think we needed to go through all that adversity to become the type of people that we are, which are champions now, again, but you have to go through that. We got kicked in the teeth. We got beat down. People quit on us. Hey, I remember last week, Saturday we're playing for a championship at home. I saw the people leave early. I did. I watched them walk out. It was gut-wrenching. It was because when you go for it, sometimes you come up short. But we went through that, and then you wake up this Sunday morning. You wake up this Sunday morning, and it felt a little bit different, didn't it? Felt just a little bit different. So, Parker had been struggling too, man, and to see him have that moment on that stage, he's from here, played here, Devin DeSandro. I mean, so many guys, go through the whole list. These guys are from here. If you'd have told them 3 years ago this was possible, I don't think they would have believed you. So that's it. That's how we do it.
All right. Caden Amundsen, catcher.
All right. Cade Turnage, catcher.
Devin DeSandro, right-handed pitcher.
Narvin Booker Jr., outfielder. Love you, Mom.
Dallas Moran, right-handed pitcher. I love you, Mom.
McCray Kendrick, I'm utility.
Cade Crosby, third base.
Hayden Luke, pitcher.
Basil Williams, outfield.
Jacob Myers, starting pitcher.
Nick Fields, pitcher.
Michael Vado, left-handed pitcher.
Garrett Felix, left fielder.
Eric Ordonez, second base.
Braden Kerger, outfield.
Nico Saltaformaggio, relief pitcher.
Jaden Calora, catcher.
Artur Rodriguez, pitcher.
Gerardo Villarreal, third base.
Dylan Farley, left-handed pitcher. Go Cardinals.
Alexander Ginas, pitcher.
Parker Cadu, shortstop.
Drake Anderson, second base.
Edgar Alvarez, first baseman.
Nuno Parachi, pitcher. Shout out, Mom.
Aaron Biediger, infielder. Go Big Red.
Ryan Burt, left-handed pitcher.
Sam Hill, right-handed pitcher.
Luke McGivney, right-handed pitcher. Colonels are coming.
Cole Poirier, pitcher.
Gavin Galley, pitcher.
Michael Guerrero, right-handed pitcher.
Jack Nelson, left-handed pitcher. Chase Richter, pitcher.
Lex Molson, catcher.
Harper Jordan, pitcher.